Okay, folks. Well, wow, man, we had a lot to drink today. Jeez, we forget about the tasting at the Tower Club last night, where we showed 15 different wines. That's right, and I had the 3 Ks with me: Kelly, Katie, and Caroline. Great theme for our Valentine's Day event, or event to start out the Valentine's Day week, because we still got a champagne tasting coming up. That's right, folks, and we've got the American Fine Wine Competition on Saturday night, which we'll be at, so many more evenings of celebration to go here at the Wine Watch. All right, well, we had some nice Pinot Noir, one of the most sexiest wines out there in terms of the color, light cherry color. This is obviously not Pinot Noir, but and then pink champagne, also one of the sexiest types of wines. I like pink champagne. For me, they've got more fruit. There's just a little more complexity to the great ones, and still lovely freshness. One of the things that you see around Valentine's Day, people drinking, of course, is sparkling wine. So we had a little Truchard Pinot, a little Fess Parker Ashley's Vineyard Pinot, and a Longboard Pinot at Kelly's table, and she seemed to have the most popular Pinot. And, hey, that's California for you, big and fruity. That attracts people for some reason. And all these wines, very nice. My favorite being the Truchard, for $20 a bottle. It is hard to beat when you have grower producers making wine. These are not just purchased juice. That Truchard sells 70% of their fruit. And to be able to sell a wine this good for $20 in the Pinot category, hey, the recession is a good thing for the wine business. All right, the Piper Heidsieck Rosé and the Taittinger Prestige Cuvée Rosé also in this section, really nice. The Prestige Cuvée showing a little more finesse, not quite as big and fruity, and even the color on the Piper Rosé is darker and a lot more, a lot heavier style rosé than the Taittinger, which is much lighter. But all very nice. Thank you very much, Kelly. And then next up, we had Katie, and Katie decided to pour a little cava, which, I'm not a fan of a lot of cavas. To me, they're cheap sparkling wines, but this one was very nice. The Fontanelle Spumante Rosé, and I'm sorry, this was not cava, it was Prosecco. Jeez, even worse. Usually I'm less of a fan of Prosecco, but this wine did have some nice balance to it, and it was a little bit tutti fruity with that kind of red cherry Jolly Rancher candy, but really nice little drink there, especially for $14 and change. All right, the Schramsberg Brut Rosé. Hey, you know how we feel about Schramsberg. This is the most important sparkling wine house in California. It's been brought to China by Nixon when he opened relations with that country during his administration in the 60s, and then it's been served in every administration of the White House since. And great sparkling wines, their rosé, a display of kind of elegance, and it has that fruity nature of California sparkling wines. I wouldn't say it's a little sweeter than most French champagnes. Maybe the dosage a little bit higher, but lovely balance here and a lovely freshness. All right, then Duval Leroy. Wow, this is a champagne we have a phenomenal price on. It's regularly like $60. We have it for $39 on sale. Lovely candied raspberry kind of fruit here. Lovely persistence on the finish. One of the things that you get from champagne is that minerality. You have the acidity at the end of the finish, and then you have the minerality that adds length to it, and that's one of the things that champagne has because of the terroir, because of the soil there, the chalky soil that the grapes grow in. But a really nice little value there. And then 2 Pinots, the Omaca Springs and the Montes Alpha from Chile. God, can you believe it? Chilean Pinot was one of the favorites last night. What's going on in this world when Chile is starting to lead the world in cheap Pinot? But we know Montes is a great producer, and this Pinot was big and really seductive, really nice, and really balanced. Had a little bit of that earthiness, that herbaceousness that is so typical in Chilean wines. The Omaca Springs had a little bit of hard time standing up next to it. It was quite a bit lighter, quite a bit more savory, but still a nice little wine nonetheless. All right, and then Caroline with Burton Henry Selections, Domaine Fouet. Wow, you can get organically produced sparkling wine from France for $23. Hey, in the Loire Valley, many things are possible. This is 100% Cabernet Franc wine, really light, really fresh on the palate, and this lovely kind of wild strawberry fruit, just really delicious. And hey, the cava was even pretty good on this table, man. I've had the Fouet before, but this was my first time with the Avignon, and this wine was very full-bodied, had a little pepperiness to it, some lovely cranberry fruit, and really nice and fresh. And then Paul de Thun. I could not believe there was still over a half bottle of this champagne left. most of the way through the tasting, and I went and filled up my glass. This is the producer from Ambonnet that's next door neighbors to Krug, and just fabulous, really big, full-bodied rosé, very dark in color, and really seductive. That wine was just fabulous. And hey, the Burgundy also, you know, a lot of times you put Burgundy on the table with all these other wines, it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. The Domaine Lucien and Auguste Lignier, Gevrey-Chambertin, and Maurice Saint-Denis from 2004. Really nice little wines, drinking beautifully right now, as a lot of these 2004 Village wines are, and a great producer. But like I said, they may have got lost in the shuffle here last night. I don't know if a lot of people really paid much attention to them, but I thought they were beautiful examples of their villages and really nice little wines. All right, well, that's what I had to drink last night. I'm your host, Andrew Lampazone, for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.